I'm joined here with Vicky, who is a group facilitator at Alzheimer Society here in Maidstone. And I just wanted to ask a few questions to you about Alzheimer's and dementia in general. So, should we start?
Okay, so if you think of it as dementia is the umbrella term, and there are lots and lots of different types of dementia. Vascular dementia and Alzheimer's are two of the most common ones, and they vary in progression. They're all progressive. There's no cure for any. The most common sign will be just getting a bit forgetful, maybe acting out of character. But if you notice anything that's out of character, then you need to get to the doctor. So with Alzheimer's, you might be on a downward slope, quite a gradual slope.
Okay.
Whereas with vascular dementia, you'll be in more stages. So you might be on a level for a very long time, the whole time that your heart's healthy or your vascular system is fully functioning, but then you might have a small stroke or something and then drop down.
Okay.
So whereas Alzheimer's is very much like this, vascular dementia is like this. Everyone's so different, and a lot of it's how you manage it. And if you get out there and you go to groups and you're socially active and you talk about things, then you're gonna live a lot better for longer. You can still have the same conversations, you just might have them in different ways.
Yeah.
So rather than asking direct questions all the time, like, oh, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Just say, maybe I remember a time when we did this. You can get support individually and together. So like we've got a peer support group just for people with dementia, a carer support group just for the carers, but then something like a dementia cafe where everyone comes together. It's a lot more common in older people, but you're not going to get it because you're old.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't discriminate. You're not going to not get it because you're young. Like recently there's been someone in the news who was 30. Quite often people will regress and they'll go backwards, and they're still them, but they might be 80 years old but see themselves as being 20 again. So whereas in reality they're a pensioner, they live at home with their husband, they might think that they're 20 years old and just had their first child or just got married and they're in their prime, they've got to go to work every day, and that it's their reality. And a lot of the time, rather than keep saying to people, no, you're not that, that's their reality, maybe enter their reality with them, which will make
That's amazing.
their journey a lot nicer.
That's exactly, I think, what I learned from my mum taking care of my granny, was that she didn't fight it, she didn't go against it, she kind of worked with her on her terms.
Yeah, and quite often if a daughter's looking after the mother, they might see that differently. So the person with dementia might keep saying to them, oh, thank you, mum.
Yeah.
Because the roles have turned, and that's how they see themselves.
So I'm going to a dementia cafe in Maidstone. Now I'm a little nervous because I don't really know what to expect, but I'm just going there to learn a bit more and to become more aware of Alzheimer's, dementia, and also what Alzheimer Society does. I'm joined here by Ken and Carol. So Ken has been coming to the cafe for about a year now. So Ken, do you enjoy coming to the cafe?
Very much so, yes.
Yeah, and why do you think it benefits you?
It's a social gathering. You can talk to people, half of them have got Alzheimer's like I have,
Yeah.
the other half are their helpers, and or carers is what correct word. But it's nice to chat to people, and that's one of the things you should do when you've got Alzheimer's, is to talk to other people.
Yeah.
I find it very helpful. I come to the carers group,
Okay.
which is once a month,
Yeah.
and it helps you to sort of like you find out things that Ken has been up to, and I'll get worried about it, but they say, oh, no, that's all right, that will get better, you do this and do that.
I am here with Alistair and Wendy, who have been coming to the Dementia Cafe for about 5 years now. When you found out that you had dementia, do you think that these kind of cafes help?
Yeah, because you're coming to somewhere that's with people with the same problems you've got.
Yeah.
So consequently, you can chat about that problem if you want to, or not. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we come to a cafe and it's never actually mentioned.
So Alzheimer Society in particular, that's the charity that I'm raising for my marathon. Do you think that they have contributed?
Oh yes, very much so, because without the Alzheimer Society, there wouldn't really be anything.
Now Now, the volunteers that I met from Alzheimer's Society at the Dementia Cafe have invited me back, so I'm going to see their first ever sports day today. It's at the Maidstone Leisure Centre, so come with me and let's check it out. So I'm here with Louise, who works at the Maidstone Leisure Centre, and she has just put on an Alzheimer's Society sports event. So this is Louise. Hello. Would you like to explain maybe what you did today and why you chose the exercises you did?
Yeah, so today we set up a little circuit for the Alzheimer's group. So we had a series of different stations with different exercises. We adjusted some exercises to suit each individual, so that's the good thing about circuit classes is you have your own station, so exercises can be adjusted to suit. But everyone seemed to be enjoying it and getting stuck in, yeah.
And do you think this kind of event benefits the people with Alzheimer's and dementia?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they get to come out and do some exercise, so getting healthier and fitter. It's very sociable as well, so they get to chat to their friends, and they've just gone and sat and had some tea and coffee together.
I am with David and Karen, who have just done a sports exercise.
We went to a dementia cafe at the Alzheimer's Society in Maidstone. Now, Karen was only 56 when she was diagnosed, which is very young, and the average age within the dementia cafe was significantly older.
Okay.
And it wasn't for us.
Have you found that you were able to meet other people there as well, these kind of activities?
Initially, no, but more recently, they decided to looking at a group for young.
Okay.
What do they call it?
Younger people with younger onset.
Young
onset.
Onset.
So people who were diagnosed with it under the age of 65.
I mean, today as well. Today you got a good group. Did you find today helpful?
Yes. But there's definitely a need for these groups, and more and more, I think, we're becoming come along with younger people.
Not only have we had the direct consultation with the Alzheimer's Society at Maidstone, but they do some great handouts and books that give you information about what to expect. They give you tips on how to manage it, how to manage Alzheimer's. So things that happen, you sort of recognise from the booklet around. It's not just about memory, it's about organisation, it's about awareness, it's about perception of time and distance. And I know a massive amount of their money to provide this support, to provide all the booklets and the documents, comes from people who do activities like you're doing the marathons, doing bike rides, and people's sponsorship.
So I am in a peer support group, and these are the lovely ladies and gentlemen. You want to give a little wave? This is a place that obviously all of you understand each other. You don't really have to explain yourselves.
No.
This is just a safe environment that you can chat. They've all just become very quiet, but before this, when you leave here, how does it make you feel after you've come to one of these groups?
I feel a lot better. I really do.
Oh no, we've got to go back to the husbands.
The thing is, general life can be very frustrating. Trying to deal with dementia, you never know when it's going to get you, and you can be stuck trying to explain yourself or something like that, and it can get you down. Coming here lifts your mood.
Over the years, we've become friends, all of us, and we don't look at each other as someone else with dementia. We're all friends.
Well, I think I'm here. I feel more relaxed.
When you're first diagnosed, you think you're the only one. Nobody walks around with "I've got dementia" stamped on their forehead, so you don't actually know really unless somebody tells you anybody else with dementia. So it's kind of a lonely illness until you find some sort of support network.
And that's exactly what Alzheimer's Society does, isn't it?
Exactly.
And that's what you did today with the peer support group.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.